There comes a moment in life when everything around you feels unfamiliar, even though you have lived in this world for decades. Maybe it happens while you're sitting in your favorite chair. Maybe while watching the neighborhood children play. Remembering when yours were small, you suddenly realize that time has moved on, with or without your permission. The music has changed. The technology is different. The rhythms of daily life are faster, louder, more disconnected. And all the while, you're just trying to keep your balance. Change happens whether we like it or not. It doesn't ask for our consent. It arrives on its own schedule, sometimes subtly, like a whisper in the background, and sometimes abruptly, like a door slamming shut. Relationships shift, health shifts, even our thoughts evolve. And while change can feel disruptive, even heartbreaking, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're living, you're growing, you're learning how to adapt to the ever-changing tides of life. Accepting that change is inevitable is one of the first steps toward peace. Because once we stop resisting, we free up the energy to respond with grace rather than fear. We open our hearts to what might be waiting on the other side of letting go. Chapter 1. Looking back without living there. The past has a magnetic pull. It calls to us with voices that are familiar and warm. We think of the old songs, the smell of a loved one's cooking, the sound of laughter echoing from rooms that are now quiet. The past holds our stories, our moments of triumph, the people we've loved, and sometimes the people we have lost. It's okay to revisit those memories. In fact, it's healthy to honor them, to sit with them, smile, maybe even shed a tear. But we must be careful not to live in the past because life doesn't happen there. It already happened. There's a difference between remembering and dwelling. When we dwell, we resist the present. We resist growth. We start to compare everything now to a time that no longer exists, and that comparison can steal our joy, making us feel like everything beautiful is already behind us. But what if the beauty of the past isn't meant to be repeated? What if it's meant to be carried, worn like a soft scarf around your shoulders, warming you as you step into this new chapter? You can visit the past. Just don't unpack your bags and stay. There's still life in front of you. There's still wonder, still peace, still purpose, waiting for you in the now. Chapter 2, The Hidden Gift of Impermanence. It's hard to admit that nothing stays the same, that no matter how tightly we hold on, time continues to flow. Loved ones pass, bodies age, roles change. Homes that once felt full now feel quiet. But within the sorrow of impermanence lies a quiet, sacred truth. It's what gives life its meaning. Think about how we cherish a sunset, knowing it will only last a few minutes, or how we treasure the final few minutes of a visit with someone we love. We value it more because we know it won't last forever. Impermanence teaches us to be awake, to be present, to love harder, to let go more gently. It invites us to stop taking people and moments for granted, and instead of mourning every ending, to begin celebrating what was, while trusting that something new can still begin. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means loosening your grip so you can receive what's next. And maybe the next season won't look like the one before it, but that doesn't mean it can't be beautiful in its own way. You've weathered many seasons. You know this. You know how to endure, to adapt, and to open your hands again to life. Chapter 3, Finding Yourself in the Present Moment. The present moment is often the quietest one. It doesn't demand your attention like the past with all its nostalgia. It doesn't shout at you like the future with all its uncertainty. It simply waits. And yet, it's the only place where life is truly happening. So many of us are caught in a cycle of looking back or peering too far ahead. But healing, joy, and clarity only live in the now. This moment, this breath, the sound of birds outside your window, the warmth of tea in your hands, the feeling of air in your lungs. You don't need to do anything fancy to be present. You don't need to meditate for hours or attend a retreat. Sometimes presence is just noticing that your heart is still beating, that you are still here, that even in the stillness, you are enough. Being present doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It means making space for what's real, whatever it is. And from that space, something honest and healing can grow. The present isn't just a place of waiting, it's a place of becoming. Chapter 4, The Power of Acceptance. Not resignation, but peace. Acceptance is not the same as giving up. It's not waving a white flag in defeat. It's choosing peace over resistance. It's saying, I will stop arguing with life. I will stop wishing things were different and begin walking forward with what is. When life doesn't go according to plan, it's natural to feel frustration, even bitterness. But the truth is, clinging to how things should have been only adds suffering to our pain. Acceptance, on the other hand, is liberating. It softens the heart. It loosens the jaw. It allows you to breathe again. Think of a tree in the wind. It bends, it moves, but it does not break. That is what acceptance looks like. Not rigid, not brittle, but strong in its flexibility. To accept something is not to like it. It is to recognize it, to face it, and from there to choose your next step with intention. You don't have to like what life handed you, but you do get to choose what you do with it. And that choice, rooted in acceptance, can bring more peace than any fight ever could. Chapter 5, Choosing Joy Even Now. Joy doesn't always show up as celebration. Sometimes it arrives quietly, in the form of a morning breeze, in the comfort of a handwritten letter, in the scent of rain on warm pavement. As we grow older, joy becomes more subtle. It hides in the folds of daily life. But that doesn't make it any less powerful. In fact, the older we get, the more deeply we can feel it. Because now we know how precious it is. We've lived through the losses. We've endured the heartaches. So when joy visits us, even in small ways, it feels like a miracle. Choosing joy doesn't mean denying grief. It means knowing there is room for both. It means saying yes to life, even when it's complicated. It means opening the window, even when the world feels heavy. So smile when you feel it rise. Dance slowly in your kitchen. Let yourself laugh out loud. Joy is not only for the young, it is for the brave. And you are still brave. Chapter 6, Forgiving What Can't Be Changed. One of the heaviest things we carry into the present is unforgiveness. Toward others, toward ourselves, toward life itself for not going the way we hoped. But holding on to old hurts doesn't protect us. It only weighs us down. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It's not excusing. It's not pretending things didn't matter. It's simply choosing not to let the pain have the final word. Sometimes we have to forgive people who never said they were sorry. Sometimes we have to forgive a younger version of ourselves for doing the best they could with what they knew. And that might be the hardest one of all. You are allowed to release what you no longer need. You are allowed to lay down the anger, the shame, the blame, not because it didn't matter, but because your peace matters more. There is strength in softening. There is wisdom in release. And when you forgive, you reclaim your power, not to control the past, but to create your present. Chapter 7, Embracing the Chapter You're In. This chapter may feel different than the ones before. It may be slower, quieter, more reflective. But don't mistake quiet for empty. There is a richness in this part of your journey that only time could bring. You've lived. You've lost. You've loved deeply. You've been broken and put back together. You carry inside you more than most people will ever know. That is not nothing. That is everything. You are not less than who you used to be. You are more understanding, more seasoned, more open to what really matters. This chapter is not an afterthought. It's a culmination, a harvest. And the beautiful thing about a harvest is that it feeds others. Your presence feeds those around you. Your wisdom, your calm, your stories, they're all gifts. This is a time not to shrink back, but to settle in, to be fully yourself. No more rushing, no more pretending, just being. You are still becoming. Even now, Chapter 8, Leaving a Legacy of Presence. Legacy isn't about achievements or fame. It's about the little ways you made people feel, the way you listened without judgment, the way your words lingered in someone's heart long after you spoke them. You may not see your impact, but it's there. It's in your children's voices, in your kindness to a stranger, in the recipes passed down, the traditions kept, the quiet courage you showed when no one was looking. The truth is, your presence is your legacy, being here, fully, loving with depth, offering your authentic self to the world again and again. And the best part is, it's not too late. You're still writing your story, still planting seeds, still shaping the hearts of those around you. What you leave behind isn't carved in stone. It's felt in the soul. And it starts right here, in the choices you make today. Chapter 9, A Gentle Blessing. So here we are, at the end of this reflection. Maybe you're still holding some questions. Maybe your heart feels a little fuller. Either way, I want you to know this. You're not alone. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. The past may have shaped you. The future may be uncertain. But this moment, this quiet, sacred moment, is yours. If this spoke to you, I'd love for you to be part of this growing community. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. This space is for healing, for reflection, for real connection. Thank you for being here.